Oh, I'm a Oh, no, no, you're okay. I like to open up with like just a like genuine like comment. It's okay. I'm so unprofessional.
No, no, you're fine. I was just seeing what my screen said.
Oh, like it like disconnects and whatnot. It
Yeah.
gets really weird. Yeah, it's like, oh, by the way, we're not just like connected anymore. I'm like, oh, cool. That's like so concerning. Hey guys, welcome back to whatever the frick this is, because we're not supposed to swear within the first 5 minutes of a podcast. I'm your host, Darth Ginger, and this is the Ugly Couch Podcast. I think it's so ugly. It is terrifying, and it is still here. And we are blessed once again with an amazing guest. This is SterlingGrey.
What's going on,
And
everyone?
thank you so much for being on here.
Thank you for having me.
Because I know it's really late for you, and you're booked and busy all the time.
It's not that late. I mean, I usually operate on a little bit of a later schedule anyway, so it
Well,
works for
because
me.
yeah, well, but knowing that you and I have talked, you and your journalism blows my mind.
Well, which part? Because I mean, I still struggle to believe that like I've been in some of the situations and been around and seen some of the things that I've seen, uh, which is what led me to journalism. But I'm curious of which part it is for you.
Oh, I want you to tell all of it because you are very well traveled. Like you've been all over the world, and what I loved talking to you about was just even the simplest thing of like being on an airplane and looking over at like the passenger next to you and be like, I'm gonna have that conversation. It's gonna
Oh,
happen.
yeah. Well, I always said, or I've always been told, um, it doesn't seem like I've ever met a stranger, and I like to think it's true. I've never had a problem sitting down talking to just about anybody as long as they're halfway civil, and even sometimes the uncivil conversations can be fun.
I've definitely been one of those people. Sorry, everyone
Yeah.
that's ever flown on a plane with me. My apologies. I wasn't really big in Vegas.
Oh, Vegas. I've got a Vegas story as
Okay,
well that
tell
involved a
us.
flight. Um, so a friend of mine, this is back, I don't know, probably close to 10 years ago now. Um, I had never
Oh,
I had never been to Vegas. I was 23, 24. Um, and there was a concert that had been posted. And I was like, I'm going to go to the show. And I was living in Illinois at the time. And I
okay,
put up
hold
a
on.
post on
Who was playing?
Garth Brooks. So like
We love
long
Garth
time,
Brooks. Thank you.
yeah, long time Garth fan.
Oh, my boyfriend is swooning right now. We love
This
Garth Brooks, right, honey? Yeah. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought it would be more of a like a
more
reaction.
excited,
He's like, yeah, like he's from Texas. So I'm like,
right?
oh, maybe.
So um, he had been off tour for a while and like wasn't doing much, but he was doing a residency in Vegas.
Oh,
And I got word that he was bringing the band back and they were going to do like one weekend of shows. And I got a hold of one of my buddies who was older. I'm like, hey, you want to go to Vegas? Like, it's my first time. I'm getting tickets. You're like one of the few people I know that could actually afford to go. Will your wife let you go? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. So we got tickets. And on the flight out there, we flew out of one of the small regional airports in Illinois. And sure enough, there was a blonde and brunette sitting behind us, and my buddy's happily married,
oh,
monogamous.
goodness gracious! What a
My buddy,
setup.
oh yeah, oh yeah, and my buddy is very monogamous, not really religious, but just a straight up good guy. Not interested in anything like that. But he knew me, and we talked about it a little bit, and we were just kind of talking back and forth, and about 20 minutes before the flight landed, um, this girl behind us reached up and leaned up and asked us if we knew what time it was, which sparked a little conversation. They were from not too far away from where we lived in Illinois, and they were going out there to celebrate their 30th birthday parties. They were best friends. So I asked my buddy if he's got a pen. I take the puke bag out. I write a little note on it. Give her my
Thank
phone
goodness
number.
for puke bags. I appreciate like not offering us like a notepad. A puke bag, it's a good it's a good way to get a number.
You gotta work with what you got.
Yeah.
And I, wrote a little note like, hey, while you're out here, like, you're from around the same area. If you guys want to go out, the more the merrier, very platonically. Whatever. So we're out there for 3 or 4 days. Didn't hear anything from them. And the night before the last day comes up, and I get a text. It's like, hey, my friend's not feeling well. I still want to go out for my birthday. And I had made plans with a friend from back home to go to one of the nightclubs that she bartended at. And I was like, okay, perfect. Like, we're on a list, whatever. I don't understand all this, but I've seen movies, so I think I can figure it out. And we
I've seen movies, so I think I can figure it out.
Yeah. So we met up. I'd never been to a big nightclub before, let alone one in Vegas.
Which club?
It was Tao.
I love Tao. It's my favorite.
Yeah. So it was.
That's what all big celebrities go to. When they drop the name Tao, they're like, oh, fuck.
Right. So I had no idea like what Tao was. I just knew a friend of mine from back in like when I should have been in college, 18, 19 years old.
Done that, yeah.
Yeah. She was in college. I was just hanging out and partying with everybody.
Yeah.
But she moved to Vegas, and she was a bartender. And I reached out, and she was like, I'll put you on the list. And it was a very surreal, like, VIP treatment that I couldn't.
Tao is a very hard club to get into.
Yeah, I found all this out way later.
I mean, like, that's like someone like for someone like Will Smith, like, gets into all the time. Like, those are big names. But now it's gotten to the point where, like, you've got, like, YouTubers like David Dobrik going into it.
Like, right. Yeah. So, like, this is also back before, and this is back before, like, social media was really big. Yeah. Or, like, even, like, we had Facebook, but, like, YouTube and TikTok were still, like, coming up. So, like, if I would have known better, if I would have just recorded everything, I might be a YouTube famous now. Probably not.
Oh, you're about to. So cool.
But that's exciting and terrifying at the same time.
Oh, it's terrifying. YouTube scares the fuck out of me, but we're going to do it. So you're going to join this journey with me.
Let's go. So we go out, we gamble a little bit, we go to Tao. Turns out that she is a high school teacher back in Illinois. And she is also a cam girl.
Oh.
So.
That changed the game.
So in my mind, I just went to my first trip in Vegas. I went out, met this, very attractive woman. That's a cam girl. And she chose to hook up with me. So my first trip to Vegas, not only did I see Garth Brooks front row dead center, incredible, but I think I did Vegas right for the first time. And I'm not going to go into all the details, but I did spend a significant amount of money on a hotel room for about 7 hours.
But you didn't leave with any STDs. So that's cool.
No STDs, no.
High five on that. That's cool.
We were actually on the same flight back to Illinois together.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Turns out she was married. I found out later on, which was a whole nother issue back in my younger days because I refused to play with married women. That was back before I guess I understood polyamory and swingers, and like some people do have arrangements. She was not one of them.
Yeah, because you're poly too.
Right. So she, I don't condone the cheating thing, but it was a Vegas trip. Not everything that happens in Vegas stays in
It
Vegas.
definitely didn't stay in Vegas. It never does. I hate that saying because every time I do something in Vegas, they're like, "Oh yeah, it happens in Vegas." I'm like, no, that's a lie.
Eventually, it's going to come out.
Someone's gonna like pull up a clip that I did something.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna now look for a clip that you did.
Oh, I've got them.
I'll make sure if I find the clip, I'll put in the link description down below.
Perfect. I've got them all on my hard drive. So
shut the fuck up. Would you release
I'll see what
them?
I could. Yeah, if I can find them, I'll have to do some digging. It's a war zone, but yeah, we had a great time. We stayed friends for several years. She got remarried, and I think he got a little bit jealous of.
I mean, you're a very attractive man, and like you're very big, bold about like who you are and whatnot, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
you're a very free spirit, like very free spirit living person.
You kind of have to be. When you move around a lot, you have to adapt, and
you travel a lot, and I think that's so awesome. Coming from someone that you said you started traveling at what age?
I got a job with Delta Airlines fresh out of high school, so I was like 18. Yeah, I worked 4 days on, had 3 off, and I could fly standby anywhere I wanted on my days off. So I made the best of it.
So were you like kind of like in the kink world when you were like working with Delta? Delta, please don't shame us, but he's super awesome. I love Delta.
I mean, a little bit. Like I said, I was fresh out of high school. I was young. I did get kind of thrown into the kink world right around that time. I think right around then's when I may have learned about Fetlife. Maybe not. I have to go back and look. But I was never the same as anybody I grew up around. We'll say that.
You're like the black sheep of like a whole community.
Of like the whole section of this state. And like I know there's a few people here and there that had a little bit different mindset and could understand what was going on, but for the most part, it was just weird. The more I look back and think about it, I was just never meant to stay in that area, and I think most of the people there are scared to leave. But as far as polyamory goes, I really didn't understand it. I just knew that there was I'm a lot. I can be a lot. And the logic finally clicked in my head that like, listen, it's almost unrealistic for me to expect that somebody can give me everything that I want or I need. And I think that definitely goes both ways for a lot of people that do choose to go the polyamory route. At least from some conversations that I've had. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think you can have a very strong relationship. But if there's something that's lacking, if your partner isn't excited and doesn't want what you want, or wants to hold you back from experiences, that's something I never understood. As far as like being possessive about things or people. So I did.
Yeah, polyamorous is very difficult. My partner and I, we had a unicorn, and to have 2 gingers in one relationship with a man is just asking.
It is incredible.
No, it's trouble.
What a guy. What a guy.
I know. Hey, can I get a fist bump? Thank you.
Love it. And like this is coming from somebody that has a thing for redheads, so like I salute him.
Yeah, the fact that he puts up with me and then was like, "What if we add another one?
Let's get another one."
Okay. But I really, so what my big, because we've talked about this, and I really want to dissect it with you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to divert so quickly in this conversation.
Okay.
I love that you're polyamorous, and if you want to be polyamorous, it's fucking great. Do what you want. It's so amazing. But we have a big subject to talk about tonight.
We do.
So you go ahead and tell the story because I'm blown away by it.
Are we talking about the situationship story?
Uh-huh.
All right. So
Because I'm still reading over the conversation. I'm like, I'm still blown away by it.
I know, and I meant to send you over some of the text just to like kind of
No. Let's
give
keep
you
it
a
raw
taste
and
of it.
original. No. Let's keep it raw.
So I've been single for about a year. Not single. I took a step back from the lifestyle. I took a step back from pretty much everything. And I took some time just for myself and was doing some work. And I finally decided, like, I moved back into Oklahoma City, and I was finally like, I think it's probably time I bring somebody into my life in one way or another. And a friend with benefits I thought would be the best fit. And a friend with benefits to me, I think it's very different for everybody. Some people want that person that just comes and goes. I would prefer to have a real friend that I can hang out with and, go out and grab lunch with, come back, do whatever and be real friends. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but I hold those people very close to me. So I decided to get into this little situationship with somebody that said that they were emotionally unavailable. I understand this. It's good for me because at the same time, like, I have a lot going on. I've got school, I've got some side jobs and hobby projects I'm working on all the time. And over winter break, we spent a lot of time together, which I've had plenty of friends with benefits. I'd never been in a situation like this one, though, where
Give us the tea. I'm waiting to spill it.
so we started talking. Her and her ex had been divorced for about a year. We start hanging out. She starts coming over more and more often. I have free time, so I probably didn't set my boundaries like I should have. But at the same time, it's a two-way street. I always want to make sure that everybody's comfortable. If there's anything going on, I'm pretty easy to talk to. But
come on, tell us. We want to hear it.
We got in this thing or whatever, and we were talking and hanging out, and it probably crossed a couple lines from friends with benefits to like potential relationship. May have scared her a little bit. I'm not scared of jumping into that, but she decided that at the end of it, a few weeks back, that she didn't want to have the benefits anymore. And I had reminded her that we had a conversation at the beginning of everything that if we were to end that part, that I'd need a couple weeks to detach and just take some time away from her because we did spend a lot of time together, and it would just be best for both of us moving on. And she agreed. Well, she said she agreed. So I've still been getting messages on.
Noted. She did not agree. Got it.
She agreed. She said her words.
She agreed.
Her words agreed. Her actions did not. So I got a few. I had to block her on a couple of social media just to remove her from the algorithm, kind of deal. Clear my own head, and she proceeded to start messaging me on other social medias. Still kind of doing the same thing and going the back and forth, which I struggle with because, once again, I just need honesty. I think that's all any relationship really needs is honesty. Everything else can fall.
Honesty is key.
Fall after that.
Everyone, please be honest in your relationships. Don't fucking do this weird shit that you're not honest.
Right, like any kind of relationship, friends with benefit. Like there's different kinds of relationships.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't get a fist bump by my partner.
Any kind of
right
relationship.
Here, so
nice.
Yeah.
Well, I can't see you, so.
No, it's okay. He's played Skyrim. It's cool.
Nice. So like,
damn.
I don't know. I don't understand it. So in my mind, there's some science backing a 21-day separation rule after any kind of breakup, which regardless of what you want to call it, when you stop sleeping with somebody, it's a breakup. Of one kind or another. And I asked for 2 weeks with, saying like, if she can do the 2 weeks, like I'm sure I'll be okay. She couldn't do it. So like, I'm like, I'll push it out to 3. Well, so I'd been talking to her and she showed up to my club last night while I was working.
Oh, okay. This is what I've been waiting for. Go ahead.
Right. So she showed up to the club and, we're a big family at this club. The core people, the people that brought me in, it's a big family. It's a huge community. And at the end of the day, like it's a very safe place to go and be. And I would never want to take that away from anybody. I can be professional in my job. The only thing I ask is like, respect me and like, don't try to antagonize me.
Right.
So
and guess what she did?
It was not the problem that she came to the club. And it was not even the problem that she brought her ex-husband to the club. It was when she came up and her ex-husband had told her that he wanted to come introduce himself to me. Now, I've never met this man. I know very little about him other than what I had been told by her. And I had to look at her and say, listen, not tonight. After what you've told me about him and what he's done to you, and said to you and how he's treated you, like, I don't want to meet him. Like, probably not a good idea.
This is a bad time, inappropriate timing, inappropriate place.
And I didn't know how else to say it, other than
I'm sure you said it in the right way, but then she got probably triggered.
No, I don't know if it triggered her or what happened, but then she proceeded to ask me if she could have a hug.
Oh.
Not just a hug, but like a long hug before, a good long hug, hug. A good hug. I love hugs. I do. I'm guilty.
You look like a hugger. You were in Under Armour, so I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Under Armour, if you want to sponsor this podcast, thank you so much. That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be upset about a sponsorship, guys.
So much for sponsors, so thanks.
I'm sure we can come up with a few things.
Okay,
but anyway, so I had to tell her no. I had to. It was very difficult for me because I can handle my emotions. When you play with me, right off the bat, like I let you know I'm intense.
Yeah.
I like to have fun. I like to play. I like to try new things. But like I am intense. I'm an all or nothing kind of person. And I think I can read people pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, you read me pretty fucking well really quickly since we've been talking, so.
So, like, I struggle sometimes when it comes to, like, I think I know what's going on. I'm pretty sure I know what's going on. Your actions are showing me one thing.
Like, it feels like it all sounds like a setup for you.
I don't think it was a setup. I think it was more of like, I think she's very confused. I think because she did end up texting me, like in the middle of the blow up or whatever, saying like she didn't think she could be polyamorous, because I'd sent her some text of like me talking to another, I call her a girlfriend of mine. She was the person that brought me into the BDSM lifestyle out in Boston.
Oh yeah.
Very, we're very good friends. We were always friends with benefits, or she called it a hang and bang.
Yes, I've recently discovered that that's a thing. So
yeah. So that was a new one for me, but we met like 6-7 years ago, and we still talk almost daily. We've been very good friends.
So
And
how did that all end up? Like, are you and the chick like still cool, or?
I actually like I'm cool with her. I have no issues with her.
Okay.
I ended up having to block her on everything because if you're not going to respect my boundaries,
Yeah.
like I think 3 weeks is a very reasonable request.
I agree. Yeah, 3 weeks.
Um,
Like, I usually give the audacity of 9 days. That's my rule. Is 9 days. If you disrespect me within
right.
that timeline, like, and that was very nice of you to do that for 21 days.
And it like I even started with 14 just because there was part of me that was like, oh, I'm probably not that attached.
You're a good guy for doing that. Oh my God. Like, that's very generous.
I also had to keep in mind and like remind myself that, and remind her as well that like my feelings and my emotions are not her responsibility.
Right.
If I want to develop
both ways, yeah.
If I want to sit in these feelings and like be intimate with somebody,
right,
and enjoy that type of intimacy, regardless if that's what they're getting out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can't control what I take from the situation.
Exactly. Yeah. You kind of have to take into consideration of, all parties and whatnot.
Right.
And I think you did the absolute right thing, with that situation. So,
and there's things that are always said in the heat of confusion and arguments or in the heat of the moment.
I mean, we'll be really horny and stuff, and like our emotions and hormones like really get amped up and stuff. So it's
right.
It's gonna happen.
But
I'm so glad because I can't tell you all. I've been waiting to hear this story for about more than 24 hours, and I finally get to hear it with all of you.
I mean, it was definitely a situationship for the books.
Yeah, no, and I hope that puts like some sort of like, shining, like aspect on it. It happens to everyone, and it's crazy that and not enough people talk about it, and the fact that you talk about it is so beautiful.
I mean,
because I know you have a lot of stories. Because here's the thing, Sterling, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna be back on the ugly couch.
I hope so.
What? Oh, you really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, fuck yeah! Well then, fucking A. Okay, now I'm like blushing on all my cheeks. I keep doing this. Now my cheeks, and yes, those cheeks are just red as hell.
Just red.
Well, this is the curse of being a ginger.
Right. If I let it grow out, there's a little bit of red in it, so I've got a little bit of that gene.
Don't tease me like that. That's rude and disrespectful. Because that's one morsel that I'm gonna steal. So, is there anything that you want to plug in? Because I have to have you back on. Just go ahead. Like tell YouTube, Fetlife, Twitter, whatever you want.
I mean, my Fetlife is SterlingGrey 4. You can definitely check me out there. It's more of my. I've always kind of looked at Fetlife as my alternative Facebook.
It really is. Like it's a naughty Facebook.
It is, and always felt like I could be a little bit more myself there, or at least the, I don't know, exhibitionist, dirty, kinky side, whatever you want to call it.
Your profile is so beautiful. I love it so much.
Thank you. It hasn't always been like that, by the way. Like it actually takes some time.
I didn't some time. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I didn't realize how much work it takes to actually like sit down and write out a profile and
And then we're gonna get you to get the BDSMtest.org.
Oh yeah, I guess
But please, BDSMtest.org, please sponsor me. I'll keep yelling this as much as I possibly can. But yes, take it because it makes a difference.
Does it?
It does. So
Okay.
instead of like, because no one wants to read like a whole profile because I have a
Sure.
huge profile.
Absolutely.
But like, if you just like post your results on it, honey, I need that volume down. Thank you. I know it's okay. We're recording a pod. It's fine. I don't fucking care. Thank you. Welcome to the Ugly Couch Podcast. It's fine. We don't give a
It's
shit.
a mess. It's a mess.
No, it's fine. None of this is gonna get edited. But yeah, no, take the test. Take it down. I'll do it with you, and
Okay.
and post your results, and it goes above and beyond or anything.
Okay. Okay.
So well this has been I don't know what the fuck this is anymore. We're on episode.
Story
I don't
time.
fucking know anymore. No, we're not even there yet. I wish we were on that number. Thank you, honey. I appreciate your input.
What number did he say?
He said 12. No, we're not.
Huh.
No, we're above and beyond that. Yeah, thank you. But so this has been SterlingGrey, and the number 4 on Fetlife. His links and just like everything will be in the description down below.
Yeah, I'll send him over to you.
Thank you so fucking much.
Thank you for having
being
me.
on here. And I'm gonna bring you back on. I don't give a fuck. You don't have a choice anymore.
Awesome.
Groovy.
Anytime. I've got plenty of
I know.
plenty of stories and insights.
I know, and I have so many more questions. I just goddamn YouTube really likes to give me a lot of time.
Yeah, they do.
I know, and it's fucking annoying. But you know what? We're gonna get there. So
Oh yeah.
fuck. I'm just gonna keep saying fuck until I end this podcast. I don't know what else to do. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for being on here. And this is the Ugly Couch Podcast. I'm your host, Darth Ginger, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Still not doing the intro. Bye, guys.